I think it's time. Alright, people, enough is enough. Black Clover is amazing. For those people who haven't heard of Black Clover, or you heard about it and people told you it was bad, or you thought it was bad and you stopped watching it, this video is for you. Or if you're like me and you love watching videos about the anime that you like, then stick around because this show is amazing and I'm going to prove to you why it is so amazing at being Black Clover. Alright, before I can explain to you why Black Clover is amazing, I kind of have to explain what Black Clover is. Don't worry, this is going to be as much spoiler free as I can make it without, I have to hit like the basic story notes of what Black Clover is. So, minor spoilers, but I mean, if you watch the show, most of this stuff is revealed in like the first like 3 or 4 episodes, mostly. So, anyways, let me explain what Black Clover is. Alright, Black Clover is about a world full of magic. In this world, there's 2 orphan boys who grew up with each other. And one has amazing magical abilities, while the other one doesn't even have a drop of magic. Can you guess who the main character is? Is it A, the super OP cool guy, or B, the short powerless guy that everybody makes fun of? Because if you guessed A, I'm assuming you haven't seen a lot of anime. Anyways, this powerless boy is named Asta. And Asta receives a grimoire. A grimoire is a book full of spells that allows people to use spells. Duh. His grimoire is different. He has the 5-leaf clover grimoire, which means that the devil lives inside of it. Kind of a little weird. This grimoire's ability is that it allows him to use these swords, which are anti-magic swords. They can cut through magic, they can cancel magic. It's honestly really cool. He tries to join the Magic Knights who protect the Clover Kingdom, and they're really strong knights, obviously. The reasoning for this is because he wants to become the Wizard King. The Wizard King is the strongest of all magic users, and is also the leader of the Magic Knights. Asta's reasoning for becoming the Wizard King is to change the social hierarchy. Asta was born into poverty, and in the kingdom, those who are broke aren't looked highly of. They're looked down upon by the nobles, and you can obviously see why Asta would kind of want this to change. With no magic powers and, kind of being short and considered weak because he has no magic powers, Asta thinks that no Magic Knight squad will pick him. Except one, the worst and weirdest group that is called the Black Bulls. And that is the basic summary without spoiling too much of the show. So now is the part of the video where I explain why you haven't seen this. Like, if you haven't seen this anime, you should. And also explain to you why it is definitely not Naruto. You've probably heard that 1,000 times, that Black Clover is Naruto. I can tell you with certainty, it is not Naruto. So whoever told you that, don't listen to them and just listen to this video instead. In Black Clover, there are a lot of characters, and I mean there is a lot. There are 9 Magic Knight squads, where they have captains and a handful of Magic Knights with names and faces that pop up in the show. Also, Black Bulls, the main squad that we often look into, has 13 members. With all characters, you would expect this to kind of get a little messy, that there would obviously be characters that are underdeveloped or forgotten about. Well, maybe in a weaker, lesser, amazing anime. But in Black Clover, they develop every character. Every character feels like their own person. They have their own goals and purpose for being a magic knight. And their reason for fighting, and each character just feels like a real person, which is so hard sometimes, but Black Clover gives every character time to grow and become your favorite character, or characters that you hate. Either way, it gives each kind of character time to develop, and when you go up against a villain in Black Clover, most of the time it's not some faceless villain who just is bad and, you know, the heroes have to stop him. The villains have character arcs, they have reasons for fighting, and they have reasons for being bad, and that's really awesome. All characters in Black Clover feel very fleshed out, but where this truly shines is the Black Bulls. And when I say the Black Bulls are amazing, I mean they are so amazing. Every character in the Black Bulls feels like they should be the main character of their own anime. And that's honestly really hard to do, with my favorite in the show being Captain Yami. He's the captain of the Black Bulls, and throughout the whole show there are little glimpses and like little clips that show where Yami was before the Black Bulls, and every time I see it I'm just like, I want to see more of Black Clover just show Yami. I want Black Clover to show more Yami because he's so amazing and his character is so cool and fleshed out. There's a theory going around that, you know, he was a main character of his own show. I mean, like, obviously there's no show about Yami or else I'd be watching the crap out of it. But the whole thing is that Yami's whole character is pretty much like if Goku, like, you know, went through all of Dragon Ball Z and then there was a new guy, let's just say, okay, yeah, I'm explaining this very bad, but pretty much he feels like a very developed main character and he's just so cool, okay? All characters in Black Clover feel so fleshed out and amazing, and you'll remember everybody's names, faces, why they're fighting. It's just, a lot of shows really have a hard time just developing characters that well and make them feel so important. You know, a lot of shows just focus on the main character, but in Black Clover, it feels like all characters are important, and I honestly just love that. Okay, so the story of Black Clover is very easy to follow along with. There are some complex story elements, and the story of Black Clover is very fluent. Things don't feel rushed or random just because the plot needs it to happen. The story can go from a lighthearted adventure, from dealing with very heavy topics, to, you know, heavy topics that could be a mirror to, you know, some modern day problems. The story is well put together and feels like it walks with you. Instead of, you know, you always trying to play catch up, it feels like the story is a very easy ride that you can understand, and I honestly love it. I'm going pretty short on the story part due to the fact that I don't want to spoil anything or kind of reveal anything that might happen in the future. Remember, this whole video is just me trying to convince you to watch Black Clover because I would honestly love to see more Black Clover fans and Black Clover blow up way more than I feel like it is right now. Okay, so with every good, you know, video about why you should watch something, there should always be some, like, problems you have with the show. And honestly, I don't have a lot of big problems with Black Clover, just a little bit of nitpicks. The first one is, I don't really like Yuno, who is Asta's adopted brother and also his rival in the show. I don't really like him because he feels so dry, and it feels like he has no development as a character. From start to current Black Clover, he feels the same, and I honestly don't know why the author is doing this. this just doesn't feel like his kind of style, considering that all the other characters in the show feels really written well and have so much growth throughout the show and development. But as one of the reoccurring characters, I feel like he's so boring and underdeveloped. Another problem I have with is, okay, how calm everybody is with Asta having the 5-leaf clover grimoire. Sorry, I can't speak English. In this show, people tell Asta that no one has like really ever seen the 5-leaf clover grimoire, and it's super rare and mysterious. Yet, whenever anybody sees it, they act like they learned about it in history class, and Asta handed them a pamphlet explaining to them what the 5-leaf clover was. They're just so nonchalant about it, and I honestly just, it feels really weird for something that in this world nobody really knows too much about, or not a lot of people know about it, but yet every time he goes up against somebody, or a villain, or somebody in the show he just talks to, they're like, oh yeah, the 5-leaf clover grimoire, yeah, I saw some dude have it like last week. It's just a little problem with Black Clovers I have. Not too many, there's only really 2, but I just honestly love this show, and really would love people to give it a chance. I feel like it just doesn't get enough love. I like My Hero so much, and I see that show get so much love. Also Demon Slayer, and yet I hear barely anything about Black Clover. Also, little side rant, My Hero has 4 characters in Jump Force, and in Jump Force, Black Clover only has Asta. Like, Jump Force, could you give us Yami or something? Also, My Hero has 2 very competent fighting games, and Black Clover has only gotten 1 very okay game. You see what I'm saying, guys? Where is my Black Clover love? I hope after this video I may have persuaded you to go back to watching Black Clover. I know I didn't go in depth of any fights or any main story beats. I was trying to keep this video very light and easy for people to kind of want to know what Black Clover was without me spoiling anything too huge. So I hope you guys understand why this video didn't go super in depth about the story and more in depth with characters, because I just didn't really want to spoil anything for you guys. So I hope you did like watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you like it. Please subscribe if you, I don't know, like these videos or something. I don't even care. And I hope that if you were kind of on the fence about Black Clover watching it, I hope this kind of persuaded you to watch it. Or if you gave up on Black Clover, I suggest you go give it another chance, and just really get into it, because it's honestly a good show, and I hope it gets more love. Thanks, guys. Peace.